Salt. It's what makes food sing, it's readily available, and it's an extremely versatile mineral. Salt's ancient origins show it was used as a currency for trade, in religious ceremonies, for medicinal practices, to preserve and flavor food, as well as a plethora of other applications. Before industrialization, the salt harvest was done by hand. This made it an extremely valuable commodity because entire economies were based on salt production and trade. Wars were fought over salt deposits, and salt was used by dictatorial governments to control their people. The word salary originated from the Latin word salt, as it was highly valued, and its production was legally restricted in ancient times. It was used as a means for trade and money. In the Bible, salt is mentioned to describe God's agreement with the line of Solomon, called the Covenant of Salt, and after battles, salting the enemy was practiced to further destroy them, rather than blessing them. It was used in ancient times during sacrifices, and in Rome, it was rubbed on a baby's head 8 days after birth to protect from evil spirits. Today, almost every country in the world has salt deposits or solar evaporation operations, with China leading the mining production, followed by the United States, India, Germany, and Australia. It is abundant in our oceans as well as in the earth, and is currently traded as a commodity and therefore regulated. In 2023, salt consumption in the U.S. was around 48 million metric tons and had an estimated value of $2.6 billion. It's a valuable commodity, indeed. But with its intrinsic value, it has been touted as being a menace to our health by medical communities globally, specifically targeting the blood pressure agenda. So why is something that was so highly valued in our history suddenly become vilified and a menace to our well-being? This simple organic element has tentacles that are far-reaching in our history. Looking back to the 1960s, where it took on a life of its own, a single researcher by the name of Louis Dahl presented a study on rats, which proved that hypertension was induced by a high-salt diet. However, the entire study was flawed and was based on massive doses of sodium, roughly 150 times the normal dose. As unrealistic as the study was, the results completely ignored the fact that the majority of humans consume a lot less every day, and that with withholding sodium could cause many to be missing out on the healthful and culinary benefits of salt. During the 1980s, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration set up guidelines for the standard American diet. This diet proved that most of the sodium in their standardized diet came from outside sources, meaning the study was based on a diet of ultra-processed, calorie-dense, fat and sugar-laden snack foods and meals, which were loaded with ingredients that make their tastes addicting. This standard American diet set the tone for unhealthy eating, which is still common today, and a problem for many people who are obese, have hypertension, and pursue an unhealthy lifestyle. Simply stated, consuming salt is not the reason for conditions such as high blood pressure, at least in most people. For the sake of clarity, each individual, especially for those with salt sensitivity, may have other underlying health problems, and sodium is just one part of the puzzle. In this case, you may need to restrict your sodium intake. We are focusing on the general population at large here. In the US, if you had a heart attack today and the ambulance arrived, you would be immediately given 9,000 milligrams of a sodium water drip. This concentration has the same salt concentration as human blood. If you were having a stroke, you would have 18,000 milligrams pushed through your veins. This causes your blood pressure to be lowered, along with rehydrating and helping your kidneys and other vital organs to function. Typically afterwards, you would be prescribed a diuretic to lower your blood pressure. With most diuretics, sodium plays a major role in getting rid of excess water in the body, and sodium happens to be a major ingredient of diuretics. So, in essence, you would be paying for a patented salt tablet, a prescription pharmaceutical, which is padding the pockets of a largely corrupt industry, instead of consuming it naturally in your food. If we deny our body the salt we need, due to governmental scare tactics, kidney function will be lower, consequently causing the body to retain water, causing swelling which increases pressure on the blood cells. It's just the opposite, in fact. By ingesting a moderate amount of salt, the nervous system can work optimally. It's what gives athletes the extra edge and keeps dehydration at bay, as a great deal of sodium is lost through sweating. And it's absolutely vital for healthy brain function. For the majority of us, the benefits may outnumber the fear campaigns. Typically, when one fine-tunes their salt intake, they may experience better moods, higher energy, increased muscle performance, and better sleep quality. So, how much is too much salt? Until further legitimate research is done, there is no true recommended daily intake for sodium. However, evidence suggests we should be consuming more than the government's daily maximum standard of 2,300 milligrams of salt. By eating a healthy diet and omitting chemically and mechanically embellished foods, as well as by living a healthy lifestyle and drinking lots of water, we can be assured our bodies will operate at an optimal level. Pass the salt, please.